Welcome, everybody, back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Avatar: Last Airbender, Book 3, Episode 6. Anything you want to say before we get into it?
Nope.
Of course not. As if you'd have anything to add. Leave a like and subscribe. Patreon.com/BOLDcast, link in the description. 2 weeks ahead of Egg Cuts. 1 week ahead of edits. Let's go.
Avatar and the Fire Lord.
Time you learned my history with Fire Lord Susan. Meet me on my home island on the day of the summer solstice.
On the day of the summer solstice, that's cutting it a bit close.
You need to know the story of your great-grandfather's demise. It will reveal your own destiny.
There it is! That's ROKU's home! There's nothing here. Yes, there is. An entire village, hundreds of houses, all completely buried in ash.
Whoa.
Never too early for a sitting with the court painter. Make sure he gets your good side.
Wow.
Wait, what do you remember about our great-grandfather's history?
Fire Lord Sozin began the war, famously waited for the comet, later renamed Sozin's Comet, and used its power to launch his full-scale invasion of the world. Died a very old and successful man.
But how did he die?
Died peacefully, in his sleep. He was ancient.
Roku always looks so fucking cool. They just chose
I
the
love that
coolest looking
dragon.
guy. Yeah.
What does it mean?
Ooh.
Secret message.
The Fire Sages keep the secret history in the Dragonbone Catacombs.
Dragonbone Catacombs.
The final testament of
That
Fire
spire
Lord
looks...
Come, then,
Where are we going?
to visit my past, our shared past. Feel my own life dimming. I can't help but think of a time when everything was so much brighter. Remember my friend?
Looks like I win again, Roku. Are you kidding? The tree root did all the work.
You were friends with Fire Lord Susan?
And he was my best friend.
Say something to her. Oh.
Love is hard.
Just,
When you're
just...
young.
You don't have to tell me.
Don't worry. It gets better. We have a party to attend.
Whose party is it?
Susan and I shared many things, including a birthday.
Did something happen to my father?
We're here to announce the identity of the next Avatar, Avatar Roku.
Even Sozin kneeled.
Crazy.
This is
It was
so
a crazy
awesome.
way to like reveal it too. Like
16th
in front of
birthday.
everyone, yeah.
He needed to travel the world so he could master the other elements.
Why aren't you packed yet, all-powerful Avatar? Show me how it's done using all 4 kinds of bending.
Whoa, he even knows all the
Started
forms.
packing, but then the Fire Sages told me I won't need any worldly possessions anymore. It happened so fast. Everything's going to be different now.
Here, I hope you're at least allowed to have this.
Supposed to be worn by the Crown Prince.
I want you to have it.
Do they have bathrooms in the spirit world?
As a matter of fact, they do not.
Almost at the Southern Air Temple.
This was the first stop on my Avatar journey. Trained to master airbending, and also where I met an old friend of yours, Monk Diazzo.
Way!
Hey, Gyatso, you want to see a new glider trick?
Check this out.
He's air surfing. I can't believe I never thought of that.
I can't believe you never thought of that either.
Some friendships are so strong, they can even transcend lifetimes.
Gyatso,
Yeah,
Mr.
it was
Roku.
kind of sad.
Airbending,
Just knowing that that was his friend still.
Waterbending was especially challenging. In time, I mastered it as well.
Just destroys the entire place.
I love that it's like the same place as Northern Water Tribe. He looks cool as
I
shit.
moved on to the Earth Kingdom. My Earthbending master's son was uncompromising, stubborn, and blunt, and a lifelong friend. It was bitter work, but the results were worth it. 12 long years by my
So
friend
sick.
again. When
12
Roku
years.
returned, he was a fully realized avatar, and I had changed as well.
Sozin.
Customarily, my subjects bow before greeting me. But you're the exception.
After all these years, he was still my best friend. A few months later, he was my best man.
It's that girl who didn't even know you were alive.
I was persistent. And love is real. It finds a way. And being the avatar doesn't hurt your chances.
Yeah, I was gonna say she didn't see him for 12 years, suddenly decide to marry him.
I had my own vision for a brighter future.
May I borrow him for a moment?
It's not very traditional, but okay.
Been thinking hard about the state of the world lately.
It's my wedding. Have a cookie. Dance with someone.
I was destined to be Fire Lord. And although we didn't always know it, you were destined to be the Avatar. An amazing stroke of fate. We know each other so well. Together we could do anything.
Yeah, we could.
Our nation is enjoying an unprecedented time of peace.
Let's
Our
ruin
people are happy. We were so fortunate in so many ways. We should share this prosperity with the rest of the world. Hands is the most successful empire in history. It's time we expanded it.
The four nations are meant to be just that.
Haven't even stopped to consider the possibilities.
There are no possibilities. This is the last I want to hear about this.
My first real test as the Avatar. Unfortunately, it was many years before I learned that Sozin had gone ahead with his plan.
Well, you probably should have followed up on that, to be honest.
Oh. Oh. Bossing say.
Damn.
I've seen the colony, Sozin. How dare you occupy Earth Kingdom territory?
How dare you, a citizen of the Fire Nation, address your Fire Lord this way? Your loyalty is to our nation first. Anything less makes you a traitor.
Don't challenge me. It will only end badly. It's over.
Jesus.
Just destroyed.
Burying you, letting you go in the name of our past.
Probably shouldn't have let him go, to be honest.
Probably
I
not.
warn you, even a single step out of line will result in your permanent end.
And then he kept stepping out of line. And where were you?
Spoiler alert.
Speak or
He was on his
see
home.
each other for 25 years after our battle. Spent most of my spare time here, at my home.
Eruption. Oh god. Dragon.
Oh.
Roku's island was 100 miles away, but I could still feel it rumbling. I had never seen anything like this catastrophe.
Roku is the coolest fucking guy.
It's like when they were stopping the volcano or whatever it was earlier on.
Similar, yeah.
Just way crazier.
Yeah.
You're battling a volcano, and you're winning.
Unfortunately, my success didn't last.
Oh my god.
I had to do it while I could barely breathe. The poisonous volcanic gases were overwhelming.
The lightning in the cloud.
It's all right, Bang. Get out of here. I'm fine.
Forgot about the second one, Onoki.
Need a hand, old friend?
Sozin?
Bending the gas,
Whoa.
the heated gas away, blowing all the hot air out.
Don't breathe the toxic gas.
Maybe a bit late for that.
It's too much. Please. Without you, all my plans are suddenly possible. I have a vision for the future, Roku.
Wow. Oh.
Wait, that's me, isn't it?
Make sense of our past, Aang, and you will bring peace and restore balance in the world. With Roku gone and the great comet returning, timing was perfect to change the world. I knew the next avatar would be born an air nomad, so I wiped out the air temples. Somehow the new avatar eluded me. Wasted the remainder of my life searching in vain. I know he's hiding out there somewhere. The Fire Nation's greatest threat. The last Airbender.
That can't be it. Where's the rest of it? You sent this, didn't you?
I'm
Which, by
trapped
the
in a
way,
cage.
should be
What do you
renamed
want
the
from
history
me?
most people already know. The note said that I needed to know about my great-grandfather's death, but he was still alive in the end.
He wasn't.
What are you talking about?
You have more than one great-grandfather, Prince Zuko. Sozin was your father's grandfather. Your mother's grandfather was Avatar Roku. Understanding the struggle between your two great-grandfathers can help you better understand the battle within yourself.
The blue dragon and the red dragon.
Always at war inside you, Zuko. It is your nature. What happened generations ago can be resolved now. You alone can cleanse the sins of our family and the Fire Nation. Power to restore balance to the world. This is a royal artifact. It's supposed to be worn by the Crown Prince.
You mean after all Roku and Sozin went through together, Sozin betrayed him like that? It's like these people are born bad.
No, I don't think that was the point of what Roku showed me at all.
Seems like it to me.
Right.
Their story proves anyone's capable of great good and great evil. Everyone has to be treated like they're worth giving a chance. And I also think it was about friendships.
Do you really think friendships can last more than one lifetime?
I don't see why not.
Well, scientifically speaking, there's no way to prove that.
Oh, Sokka, just hold him.
Banger episode.
That was crazy.
Banger.
I love that the reveal of like, oh, so what? My great grandfather, he was still alive at the end. It's like, no, actually, he killed your other great grandfather. Well, fuck. Fuck. Now I have to think about this.
It's like the reverse. I am no Luke. I am your father.
Yeah. It's like
instead the good guy is his grandfather instead of the reveal the bad guy is.
Yeah. He's just so smug about it too. He's just like, what's this supposed to tell me? Nothing. I already knew about all that. That was crazy. That was just such a good reveal, and it's perfect for Zuko because he's already so you know, conflicted and stuff, and then he finds out about all that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like another kind of level about it, you know.
Yeah, this is probably top 3 of my favorite episodes. I think I love this one.
That was crazy, and yeah, the freaking Fire Lord guy just kills him. Yeah, just lets him die when they're both old. Like, he's already so old, and he's just like, now I'm gonna
take over the world,
commit genocide, and it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's just, I hate, like, when he was younger and he's like, we're in such a time of peace and prosperity. we should go.
We should
and
end
attack
that.
everyone else in the entire world. It's just like, you're insane, sir. Like, you're crazy. And especially to say that to someone who just spent the last 12 years
traveling the world,
living in all of those other places. Like, he was 16, so he's now spent almost half of his life not in the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
But he's still loyal to the Fire Nation. And then you go and pull that shit. It's like, yeah. And the fact that he was just bitter his entire life because the Avatar wouldn't help him to do that. You know what I mean? And he didn't take that as like, oh yeah, maybe if the Avatar, this basically person that has lived like hundreds of lifetimes and is, you know, supposed to be respected and probably usually considered pretty like wise or like a, you know, someone that you should listen to, is telling you to not attack everyone else. And then you just get bitter about it for the next like 50 years and or you know, celebrate when you leave him to die.
He didn't really.
Well, he didn't celebrate it, but he's like, you know, now I can do what I want to do.
He was just taking he's opportunistic, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he wiped out an entire race of people, pretty much.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's crazy. And he just seemed like when they were first hanging out, it's like, oh, they're having so much fun.
Yeah.
You know? And he just ruins it. Yeah. It's sad. Like, yeah, it's just sad, you know? How you just got so... Yeah. Just got a terrible... Yeah, I did like the, you know, the air temple reveal of him hanging out with Monk Yatsu, just flying around doing surfing and hanging out, and yeah, that must have been really sad. Happy, but like really bittersweet, I guess, when he, you know,
found out he was the Avatar. That's why
Yeah.
Gyatso wanted him to stay so bad when the other elders were like, he needs to be sent to the other air temple. He's like, no, I'm not gonna let you take him away from me. Because he was like his best friend.
That's really sad.
It's very good though.
Yeah, this is a great episode, I think.
Yeah, this is one of my
really good.
favorites. This is really, really, really good.
And like, yeah, I just love how, like, you know, like they tell this entire like lifetime of a story, and that just the way that Avatar is able to always keep things into such like a short amount of time without losing the quality as well, you know, like just, you know, to get a one episode and we got all of this so fast, you know. I feel like in other shows it would be like 3 or 4 to tell like the same amount and like the same impact of a story.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just always so good because, you know, we have in other shows a lot of times talked about like, okay, you know, you're showing us this backstory and then you're just lingering on it for way too long that you've revealed every secret. It's not mysterious. It's not, you know, to the point. It's just like you're just like basically giving fan service by showing the characters so much.
It's just expository for the sake of nothing, really. Like, it doesn't, you know, yeah, a lot of people, and that's something that I go back and forth on, but it's something I think about a lot, at least, that, you know, a backstory isn't a story. It's a supportive element for an actual story, and world building isn't storytelling. A world isn't a character. It's not a story. It's a place where a story happens. So, writers or creators get really sort of it's like the candy of writing, so people it's very satisfying as a creative person to like create lore about a world that doesn't exist, but that's not an excuse for a story, and it's not, you know, so all whether it's backstory about the world or backstory about other characters or side things or side stories, like it's really important, I think, for stories to just maintain focus on the main themes and the main sort of pulse of the narrative, like because if you know, different stories, they just get so bogged down in all this extra information, and then I think sometimes people forget what, and viewers do too. They're just like, oh, I love this, I just love this world, I love everything, I want to see more, I want to hear more, I want to know everything there is to know, because then it makes it feel more real.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just not, like, it doesn't add up to anything. It just, you know, but when you have stories that are like moving in a direction, then the backstory is supportive and it elevates things, and rather than being like an extra thing that people, you know, want to see for no reason, it's here for a reason, and it supports two of the main characters, and it, you know, so this is a good example of like backstory done right, and not just for the sake of a cool factor or for fan service, or
So
or just
like, oh, Avatar
it's not
Roku's
people getting
so
carried
cool,
away.
Let's just watch him do stuff. It's like it's very relevant. And then when at the end, when it's like, man, it seems like some people are just born evil, and then Aang's like, no, I don't think that's what it's trying to tell us. I think it's, you know, trying to say that people could be either really good or really bad, and you
which
know.
is something that's supported by like a lot of this part of the story so far, and a lot of the whole story. Like even when we were introduced to May and her family, you know, there's the little baby, and then the family that they're just like, they're a part of this like oppressive regime, but they're not like evil. They're like a part. They're just kind of swept up in this thing. They're clearly, May's dad is not like some crazy mastermind. I mean, maybe he is, but like
the way that he was portrayed, at
least,
was,
and a lot of people. And then we see the guards last episode as well, who are like stationed at this outpost. They're just picking their nose and like, oh, why can't we do anything exciting? This is boring. They're just like normal young dudes. They're not like, you know, they're not, you know, I mean, you know, maybe you need to interview them, but the whole point of showing, and then the kids obviously in like the Footloose episode is to show that it's not everybody. In fact, it's probably not even most people. Even many of the soldiers are probably just swept up in this, and it's patriotism and it's all this kind of shit. It's, you know, it's important to highlight. And like one interesting thing, just aside from all that, is this form from Sozin. It's like kind of like it doesn't look like a firebendery thing, although actually maybe it is. I was gonna say, because when he was like messing with Roku, when Roku was like packing up, he like did a bunch of forms from all the other nations, showing that he's like studied all the other things. So like, although he's not the Avatar, you know, similar to how Iroh was talking about balance between all the nations, and how we learn to this is kind of like the it's like the lightning thing. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, or if that is, you know, because Sozin, like Iroh, studied all the different nations. Sozin was obviously doing with a really malevolent sort of undertone, because he was studying them like in a know your enemy type of way to you know, take them all down. But, you know, it makes sense that he was such a powerful bender and was able to do this, which seems like it should be an airbender move, but he's bending the heat out of the lava. You know, it just shows, and it's because he's, you can interpret it as him employing different bending forms from different bending styles or elements. Using them in firebending allows him to like accomplish things that other people wouldn't necessarily be able to. And it just shows you why balance is more important, why, you know, all these, you can learn, you know, it's just interesting to show that from a perspective of the guy who started it all and like wanted to take over everything, that even he knows that there's value in all of these other things. In the same way that that Iroh, his grandson, eventually sort of figured out as well. It's just interesting just showing this part, because similarly, you know, just like another feat like that is on at the fire temple in like the first book, when we first saw Roku for like the first time, or one of the first times, and the one fire sage was telling us about like how the fire temple was built and all the underground catacombs and everything. It was all like lava bent. It was all like he bent, Roku used his knowledge of multiple bending styles like bend the lava. It's just like it's seeing the kind of different applications of that kind of thing is very cool. I don't know, but seeing Sozin in particular employing that as the evil guy is very interesting.
I was sad with the dragon too. Just came in late with him. I really like the scene where he just picks up the grass and puts it on his face.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something about that is just so relatable. Of like you're just in the grass and then you just start picking up grass and like dumping it on your friend just for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just really like that. It was good.
All right. Well, leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time, Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye bye.